Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be back. Thank you very much for inviting me this afternoon. I'm Spencer Down, conductor and founder of the Docklands Sinfonia, the only symphony orchestra serving London's Docklands. Today, what I thought I'd do is recap why we formed the orchestra, what we've been doing, and update you on what we've been doing the last 12 months, show you what we did with the £1,000 that we won last year, and share with you our ideas for the future, what we're going to do with that project. So, I've always had an affinity with the Docklands. I've lived there for most of my life. It was my granddad, who used to work as a docker, who was a trumpet player. It was my first music teacher. And he inspired me. He used to play in the East End, working men's clubs, his trumpet, and going watching him, that's what inspired me to take up music. Over the years, I've watched the regeneration of Docklands, seen it transform into an exciting, dynamic part of London. And now there's over 100,000 workers in Canary Wharf. In the next 10 years, that's going to double. But while the glitzy tower blocks are going up at a dizzying rate, the areas remain a cultural wasteland. In Tower Hamlets, 1 in every 2 children live below the poverty line. It is London's most deprived borough. Few young people in the area have ever experienced the joy of listening to a live orchestra or play a musical instrument. And I want to give these children the opportunities that my granddad gave me, and that's why I set up the orchestra. We are grounded in our home of St Anne's. It's a lovely Hawksmoor church in Limehouse. Our vision is to be a major cultural force in Docklands and beyond. We're on a mission to bring high-quality music to the area, stage groundbreaking concerts, and create a lasting legacy by inspiring generations of young people. We think we've done pretty well so far. We've recorded at Maid of Vale Studios for Radio 3. We've recorded at Air and Angel Studios for artists such as Katie Melua. We've performed with great classical artists as well, including Alison Balsam. And we've commissioned nearly 30 new works by mainly young British composers. We've also played at the Albert Hall for Grammy Award-winning Imogen Heap, and we've performed a couple of times with the Queen at Buckingham Palace. Sorry, not with, for even. It would have been great if it was with her. But we're firmly grounded in our community in the Docklands with a series of concerts there. Our programmes of adventurous but accessible new works engage and appeal to wide audiences as well as challenge the norm. We're passionate about promoting young British composers, and as I said, we have commissioned over 30 new works. We're also proud of our partnership with both the Hackney Music Hub and the Tower Hamlets Music Hub, and we work closely with a number of local schools. We are a registered charity, we have a board of trustees, and we have 2 patrons, the composer, singer, and songwriter Mike Batt, and former head of the Navy, Admiral Lord West. So since I stood here 12 months ago, we've performed over 20 concerts, including the first ever concerts in the Bascule Chamber under Tower Bridge. Now, when the bridge goes up, the counterweight goes into a massive chamber underneath the Thames, and that's where we did the first concerts that have ever been performed there. We got great write-ups in the Times, the Guardian, the Telegraph, also a bit on the ITV News, and also performed it live on Radio 3. The concerts all sold out, by the way, which was fantastic. Last Sunday, we received a standing ovation for our first debut performance at the Barbican. Future concerts we've got in the pipeline, hopefully something at the Coliseum and at the Royal Festival Hall. And actually, I've just put the phone down and we've just been hired to play on Susie Quattro's new album. So that's just next week. But it's our educational work that's really important, that is really close to our hearts. In the last year, we've expanded our children's concerts with James Mayhew, and with the help of the Amati Global investors, we were able to reach 1,600 children last year. I've got a quick video to show you where exactly that money was spent. Hi, I'm Spencer Down. conductor and founder of the Docklands Sinfonia. Today, we're here in the East End, in Mile End, to play at the Great Hall for 1,600 primary school children from Tower Hamlets. This is their local orchestra, the Docklands Sinfonia, in the local hall. I'm here also with James Mayhew, and he's brilliant at really bringing to life these great stories. Whilst the orchestra play, James will be painting, narrating, and so all the children can see the pictures change in time to the music.
I'm James Mayhew. I'm a children's author, illustrator and storyteller, and I'm here today to work with the Docklands Sinfonia. We've been making a concert for children using Mendelssohn's Midsummer Night's Dream music. I've been telling the story and painting pictures during the performance in time to the music to give children a way into understanding what the music is about. I've been working with the orchestra now for 5 years. We've done many concerts, but it's the first time we've worked here at the People's Hall, a wonderful venue, and we've done 2 jam-packed concerts for the children today. We believe very strongly in presenting these concerts to children of all kinds. We want to make these concerts as accessible as possible, as much fun and as memorable as possible. We still want to do it with real integrity to the composers and the music. We want to try and get as many children from as many different backgrounds to come and experience music, maybe for the first time, and see how wonderful and fantastic it can be. By having music and art and storytelling all combined, we believe it gives children a unique way into understanding and enjoying all this wonderful music that exists in the world.
I found it really inspiring and interesting, and the way the violinists moved their bows all in unison was amazing.
How he got in time with the music, and he didn't stop at one time, and he wasn't late.
I liked how the music illustrated the story. When something dramatic was happening in the story, then the music went really loud and fast, and then when it was happy and calm, so the music was quiet and gentle.
You really need to go. That was so much fun, and I really enjoyed it.
So an amazing reaction there from the children. And the orchestra had a ball as well, so we really enjoyed ourselves. This project is important. The vast majority of children we work with have little, if any, experience of live classical music. In fact, the research that we got back, the evaluation from the schools, was that for 96% of the children, that was their first experience of hearing a live orchestra. And in some of the schools, not one of them learned an orchestral instrument. So our future plans are well underway, and where we take this project. We are commissioning a new work called A Kid's Guide to the Orchestra, a take on Britain's Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra. It's going to be written by Jeremy Holland-Smith, and we're also involved, the services of Will Tuckett, who's going to choreograph it. He works as a director at the Royal Opera House. And James Mayhew is going to narrate and illustrate it. We're going to work closely with Tower Hamlets, the music hub there, to target the schools that are not culturally engaged at the moment, and help to signpost the children to Thames to help them and lead them to instrumental lessons. We eventually want to roll out this concert throughout the country. We have a number of grant applications pending at the moment, and we've got a gap of about £10,000 at the moment that we're trying to fill. So if anyone's got any ideas, I'd love to hear them. Oh. So what are we trying to achieve with this? It is an outstanding opportunity for children to experience great art, music, and literature. From the kids, we're hoping that they have a great time at the concert and a desire to hear more orchestral music. After all, they are our audience of the future, and we want an interest in them to learn an instrument. I hope you can see that from what I've said that we've got big plans for the future. Our ambition is to increase our profile so the Docklands, within our community, we become regarded as their orchestra. We're working hard to establish strong links with both the business community and the local community. And over the last year, we've seen an increase in the number of local community performance that the orchestra does. I always feel that I was one of the lucky ones, really. Thanks to my granddad and the numerous teachers along the way, I've been able to fulfill my dream to become a symphony orchestra conductor. And that's what I want to do for the kids of Tower Hamlets. Show them what the opportunities are out there, and that how music can also change their lives. Thank you very much for your support.